Spend a little time with me. What up? What up? What up? Boom! What's going on? What's good? Come on through. You hanging with me? Spending time. We kicking it. Because that's what we do. We kick it. We spend time together. We spend time together, Mystic, with it. Because we always with it. We hanging, baby. What's good? Here to make everybody better. Here to make everybody better. Because that's what we do. We just, the man getting better. How about that? We just expect to get better. How about that? Because that's what we do. We make each other better. Let me see what I got with me. Anjali up in here. Unique Sarah. Shoot. Dana up in here. We make each other better. Taliba up in here. It's good. Shoot. Look, I got to make sure y'all good. Got to make sure y'all good. So, hey, Miss Ben. Let me see. Hey, Miss Benford. What's good? Miss North up in here. Full beauty. And loving it. Up in here. What's up, y'all? Bridget up in here. Let's talk. Let's talk. Hey, share this for me, please. Share this for me. Like this thing. Share it if you're on YouTube. Subscribe, please. Click on the bell. Click on the notification bell. So whenever I pop up, you can always get notified. Even when I'm about to do something. Because I'll set it up, maybe an hour or two ahead of time. Y'all can get alerts when I'm coming on, so y'all can pop in, hang out with me, spend a little time with me, because again, I'm here to make you better, here to improve your life. Also, deal of the hour before I hop into this thing. Deal of the hour when you order the Super Stomach Shredder membership, $91 a month. I'm going to give you Malaysians eyelashes. So if you trying to get your eyelash game on with your body, it's a beautiful compliment. To be able to rock your, throw the eyelashes on with your Kenya 5 body. You ain't got no other choice but to shut stuff down. How about that? So hit me up, 864-710-1520. Hit me up, hashtag BOGO, and let's go. I got Jazzy Bree up in here, Lynn up in here. Shoot, Sharita, what up, gorgeous? So let's get it. Now let's talk. I can talk later. Make sure y'all exchange pleasantries now so we can get rocking and rolling. Okay, we done with that. All right, here we go. Now, I need to talk to y'all. We need to have this conversation. Okay? We need to have this conversation. I'm going to do a relationship. We'll do a relationship show this evening. We'll do it at 7:30. So come back and join me. We'll talk relationships later on because that was on my heart to do too. So you read my mind. Now, let me tell you what's what has messed me up. Okay. Now, sometimes when I'm not working, in which I work a lot, and I do a lot because between make sure y'all good with the weight loss piece, and make sure you're good with your self-esteem in between filming shows and podcasts and TV shows and TV commercials and all of that other stuff. Sometimes I like to scroll through Facebook to see what people doing. So I'll go on my little timeline, right? I'll go on my little timeline and I'll look. So I'll look and see what folks is doing. And there's been this trend, right? And long story short, I see a lot of complaining. I call it as I see it. See a lot of complaining. But it goes back to, and it's all rooted in, past stuff. It's rooted in past stuff. Because sometimes I click on to hear what people saying, and the tone is very serious. It's very serious. You know what? I'm this way because this happened to me when I was 10. Or this happened to me because during the span of, my 4th grade and my 12th grade year, this happened. Okay? I'm this way, and I'm pissed off right now. I'm 44, 45, 46, but because of what happened to me when I was 22, I am scarred forever. And y'all get up there, y'all start doing that little clapping thing. You go, girl. You press through that stuff, girl. Girl, I understand, girl. And that's what y'all do. I understand, girl. I understand. And then they just keep on going in their sorrow as you clap and you applaud and you whip out the tissue. And I'm here to say, stop that mess. A, stop encouraging it. B, stop participating in it. And C, stop acting like that's normal. Because it's not. And I'm going to tell you why. There's not a living person on this planet who has not gone through something tragic. Now, either you can go ahead and let that thing kill you, or you can say, you know what? It's part of this thing called life that happens to everybody. See, something that might be, small to me might be big to somebody, and vice versa. You see what I'm saying? But long story short, everybody has gone through something. If you hang around long enough, you're going to get disappointed. People are going to let you down. People are going to walk away from you. Somebody might rape you. Somebody might do something harmful to you. Somebody might kill a family member. Somebody might die on you. Somebody you never thought in life who would do something wrong to you did it to you. If you hang around long enough, the probability is high that you're going to have some stuff taken away from you. Yes, you probably had some stuff repoed. Yes, you probably got kicked out of your house. Yeah, you probably signed a lease, saying that you're going to live here only to find out that the person who owned the house, long story short, probably haven't been paying nobody, and now you got to move. You're going to have some bad stuff happen to you. You're going to get fired if you hang around long enough. Bad things happen to good people. Let me say this again. There's not a person on this planet who has not suffered tragedy in some form or another. But here's the kicker. That can't be your red badge of courage. You can't rock that thing like, this is who I am because this is what happened to me. So I'm going to talk about it and that's going to become my reality. That can't be you. A, because you're better than that and you're stronger than that. You can't reside in your tragedy. Yes, you got divorced, but so has millions of other people, and even millions of others before you. But that can't be your identity. Your uncle touched you wrong. He ain't the first one. Won't be the last one. But that can't be your identity. Yes, somebody walked away from you and the kids. You're not the first. Yes, you got diagnosed with something. You're not the first. But you know what? Here's the beautiful thing. You might have been diagnosed with something, but that does not have to be your final outcome because there's somebody else who beat it. So why not you? Again, stop making your tragedy your identity. Stop. He hit you. Okay? Leave. He beat me. Leave. Why? Leave. You're not the first person to get beat up. Leave. Now, if you stand there and you getting beat up now, I'm blaming you. You can leave. Feel me on that, but that can't be your identity. I know a person right now who has made that basically her life story. Oh, I got beat. Oh, I've been beat. Lord God, I've been beat. Let me go up on this TV show and talk about how bad I got beat 20 years ago. You 40, you 41, 42, 43, 45, 46, 47, 50 years old, still talking about stuff that happened to you when you were in your teens. Let that stuff go. Because you can't move forward when you're always resurrecting stuff. You gotta, sometimes you gotta just let stuff in your life, sometimes you gotta just let it die. Y'all be doing that Lazarus thing, You get happy for a little bit, then as soon as stuff don't go your way, here you come resurrecting Lazarus. You be resurrecting stuff. You happy until you feeling good about you until, and then the moment that little feeling comes over when you ain't feeling you ain't got no bounce in your step, you bothering you upset, then you start resurrecting your past. See, that right there is why I'm sad. Because of what happened to me when I was 13. Because of what happened to me when I was 22. Because of what happened to me when I was 30. And you in your 40s. Stop resurrecting stuff. Let it die. Because that ain't you. But it will be you if you continue to resurrect stuff every time you're met with some resistance. But you're like, Coach, how do I do that? So glad you asked. First thing you need to do this for me. Take the power away from your incident, please. You got to learn how to take the power away from that incident. Again, sometimes at some point, you got to almost make that thing trivial. The incident that happened to you wasn't trivial, but at some point, you got to be like, you know what? This happened. Okay. But instead of it hindering you, at some point you just gotta say, you know what? It happened. I really couldn't do nothing about it. Or even if I could do something about it, I made the wrong choice at the time. If I could do something about it, you know what? Stuff happens. I'm not the first. I won't be the last. So let me go ahead and just say, you know what? There's a reason why my windshield is bigger than my rearview mirror. Chalk it up as an L. Let's move forward. That's how you take the power away from it. That's how you minimize it. So you can move forward. Sometimes you got to laugh at stuff and be like, you know what? He got me. She got me. All right, cool. Shame on you, shame on me. Boom. That's how you take the power away from it. You gotta take the power away from the thing that always reels you back in. Because again, devil will reel your butt back in. You start getting happy. You start feeling optimistic. Little resistance come. Maybe stuff ain't flowing the way you thought it should. You get disappointed. Here come devil. See, that's why. Right now. Because what happened to you when you was 13? Take you back. So now it's a compound problem because the stuff you never took the power away from comes back along with the thing that disappointed you still looking at you in the face. Take the power away from it. Second thing I need for you to do is resolve it. Resolve it here. I need for you to resolve it within yourself. Resolve it. Get over it. Get past it. Even if you got to go talk to somebody. Even if you got to go visit a psychiatrist or a pastor or whomever, talk it out. Work it out. Work it out with the intention of never using that as your crutch ever again in life. With that being the intention. I'm not going to let this bog me down. I'm not going to, whenever things get rough, return myself back to my 16-year-old self, my 22-year-old self, my 25-year-old self. Work on that thing. Work on it. Work on it. Versus always doing what you normally do, which basically you act like nothing is wrong. Nothing ever happened. I work on it my own way, which is basically no way. You ain't working on it. You just hoping that the feeling, passes, and then you go back to your routine only to return back to it again. Let me give you something good. Ignoring stuff just ain't effective. So if that's your means and that's your ways of coping with stuff, just closing your eyes like this, like you 5 years old, hoping that if I close my eyes and I put my hands over my eyes, that hopefully by the time I open my eyes, it'll be gone. You grown. You got children. Stop acting like a child. That ain't how you handle stuff. You look at stuff dead in the face and you say, I've been running from this thing long enough. I'm going to fight it. I'm going to face it. I'm going to destroy it. I'm going to dominate it so it won't have a hold on me for the rest of my life. Because the worst thing you can do is go through some stuff and never make it out of stuff. That's the worst thing you can do. Go through some stuff but never make it all the way out. Go through that thing and make it all the way out. Because again, if your stuff is tied to people, like I know some people right now, their biggest obstacle is getting over somebody, who hurt them, who left them, who divorced them, who, they thought they were together. Boom, one day he's gone. And tied all of that stuff to that one person. Meanwhile, he done got married up, they got booed up, they had more children. But meanwhile, you ain't never trusted nobody no more because of something that happened to you 5-10 years ago. Who won? Him or you? That's the worst thing that can happen. You give power to somebody, they move on with their life and they winning. But meanwhile, you so traumatized you can't trust nobody no more. And now you catching L's because of something that felt like it happened yesterday really happened 10 years ago. It's about winning and losing. It's all about winning and losing. And last thing, move on with your life. Move on. Just move on. But let me give you something good. The more you talk about it, the more you resurrect it. The more you think about it, the more you resurrect it. And you can't get past nothing when you always talk about something. But talk about it enough the way you just get over it. And then just be like, okay, you ever see dead people? They don't keep bringing back dead people. They put dead people in the ground. Or they burn them up and they become ashes. You just, either you throw the ashes, somewhere next to a tree that you like, or, sometimes you just throw the ashes, in the ocean or something like that. You got to either bury your stuff or you got to spread your stuff somewhere to get over it. I like to bury stuff. I'm a burying person. I like to bury stuff. Because when you bury stuff, it takes a whole lot of effort to I done put that thing six feet in the ground. It's hard to bury and then resurrect something that you've already buried. So I need for you to bury your stuff. Stop resurrecting your stuff. Because then that becomes your reality and that becomes your truth. Bury that reality of your former self. Because again, a lot of y'all won't be able to get to your permanent self, your permanent her, because you'll hear me say this all the time. You have your current condition and your permanent position. This is where you are. This is where you're supposed to be. But if you never bury that old person, that old incident, you will never get to that new person and those new experiences if you don't bury stuff. So let's bury some stuff. Is there anybody watching this broadcast, and be honest, is there anybody watching this broadcast who needs to bury something? Is there anybody, and be honest with me, is there anybody watching this right now, no matter what platform you're watching on, is there anybody who needs to bury something? Miss Benford was honest and she said me. She said me. That's honesty. That's when you first start getting good and stuff, when you can be honest with yourself versus doing that strong woman thing y'all be doing. I'm okay. I'm all right. I'll just let me deal with it by myself and deal with it on my own. Okay. How does that work for you all these years? I'm taking this to the grave. Okay. But you cancel out life when you carry stuff to the grave. You never get to live because you basically killed yourself. With that incident, you basically say when you don't bury stuff, on that day, this is the day I died. This is the day I stopped living. Either you can choose to get living or choose to get dying. Choice is on you. Deidre said me. Anjali said, yep, my resentment towards my ex. Let that go. Because when you hold in resentment, all you're doing is killing yourself. All you're doing is killing yourself. When you hold resentment, and let's face it, resentment is hate. That's a fancy word. I hate fancy words. We come up with these updated words for old words that's not politically correct. I'm not politically correct, just in case y'all, didn't know. So resentment, the new resentment is the old hate. It's not cool to say I hate somebody, but it's cool to say I have resentment. You can't hold hate towards somebody, because when you hold hate towards somebody, you're killing yourself. As they would say, it's kind of like drinking poison and hoping that the other person dies. Yeah. Let that go. Let me read something. Amen, coach. How can I? Let me see. Keep pulling the scab off, causing it to bleed. Stop loaning your time out to people and their bad news, because we only have 24 hours in a day. True story. But here's the beauty. Everything, life is about choices. And either you can choose to live and move yourself closer. Because again, y'all hear me talk about this all the time. Life is about moving the ball down the field and scoring. And we attempt to score every day. Matter of fact, we don't attempt, we score every day. But you can't score if you're bound by stuff. And hate and resentment, it keeps you away from love. It's hard. It's really hard to hate and love all at the same time. So sometimes you got to flesh all that hate out of you so you can expose yourself and open yourself up to love. Because again, that hate thing will grow and it will manifest it, and it will make you, it keeps you away from the love. Because again, the cousins of hate is anger, fear, doubt, all of that. Let me read. I have issues with bearing some things, but one thing I have never been is a victim. I do try to move on and keep moving. No, bear that whole thing. Whatever it is, bury it. You can't just say, I'm going to bury part of it. Or out of 10 things I'm going to bury, I'm going to bury 8 things. Because at some point, if you don't bury it, it's going to rear its ugly head. It's going to come back to see you. I promise you, because that's how it always works. It's going to come back to see you. So that's why if you got to have about 10 funerals, go ahead. Have yourself 10. Because if you only have 8 out of the 10, those 2 will always come back on you. You have my solemn promise. They will always show up on you. So bury it all. Bury it all. You probably could go from your teens to your 20s to your 30s and your 40s and to your 50s and probably find some stuff that hurt you, that affected you. Sometimes you just have to whip out the good old pen and the pad and be like, okay, During my teens, this traumatized me. I really didn't realize how much it impacted me because I was so busy acting like everything was all right. Go to your 20s. This traumatized me. And then when you look at it, you'll probably say, you know what? Dang, I didn't realize that. This affected me too because it kind of shifted my perspective on certain things, which kind of kept me from love. Kept me from these opportunities. Dang, this happened in my 30s. This is when I got divorced in my 30s. Dang, I never trusted anybody again after that. Dang, need to bury that too. This is when you have to start looking at your life, and you have to do an audit of your life and be like, okay, let's look at this thing and let's really look at this thing and be like, okay, what didn't I get over? What didn't I get over? Because again, we have this attitude of if I don't talk about it, it never happened. But sometimes you need to acknowledge some stuff that didn't happen to you versus doing things that's not serving you. That ignoring thing does not serve you. That running away from stuff does not serve you. And it has not served you. And at some point, you got to say, it's not working. And you got to try something different. Because again, your life depends on it. Your life depends on it, baby. So, that's what's up. That's what's up. So, let's move forward. But, look, try that though. Like, seriously, audit your life. Audit your life. If you look, and it's gonna hurt you now, but it's gonna help you so much later. If you pledge to audit your life, like for real, if you pledge to audit your life, look at your life from the time you were born to the time you remember the first thing you remember from that time to this point right now, to where you are right now. Right now, from your teens, your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, even your 50s, things that happened to you that messed you up. Address it. Then bury it. Work on it, then bury it. Some of that stuff, when you look at it, you can just be like, oh, okay, dang, this is why I'm the way I am. Because certain situations mold who you are. You snap quickly because of this. You don't have patience because of that. But if you don't write out stuff and you don't identify certain things that happened to you that made you the way you are, you can't shift and adjust it. Then that's when you start saying that mess of, oh, I'm just the way I am. Either you accept it or not, and then 10 times out of 10, people will wave that mess away. When all you had to do is acknowledge it, work on it, bury it, and move on. This is just the way I am. Yeah, but this situation here made you who you are. But if you don't look at it, then it's going to rob you of opportunities, and it's going to rob you of great relationships. All because you like to run away from stuff. You like to avoid stuff. You like to pretend like everything is good when it's not. So if you pledge on doing that, say, I got you, coach. Say, I got you, coach. Say, I want to see who got me. Because again, this is a weight loss program, but here's the deal. I would be doing you a horrible disservice if I didn't work on all of you. If I didn't make sure all of you was good. Because again, I look at everything and I pay attention to y'all and I see what y'all do. And when I see what you do, I'm like, okay, we're going to have a family meeting. We're going to have a family powwow because again, I can't have you ping, 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 all can you find sexy and gorgeous, but your head messed up. Your self-esteem messed up. You know, you don't see yourself in the right light. You ain't handling things in the right way, but your body banging. No, we don't do that around here. I got to make sure the total self is good. Because, again, I coach you. Look, I am your coach. And that's what I do. I make sure y'all good because y'all mine. How about that? So, that's what's up. We going to talk relationships. Who going to join me for the relationship talk this evening? Who coming to hang out? We'll do this at 7:30. because we need to have relationship talk too. Look, especially for my people who trying to find people, for my newly divorced people, for my people who might be in a slump, you know, because people have slumps. Because I know a lot of people who will tell me, man, I hadn't been on a date in 3, 4, 5 years. You know what I'm saying? So we working on everything. So come hang out with me because I got to make sure y'all good. Because you'll hear me say this all the time. All buckets full because that's the expectation I have for y'all. All buckets full for you to be successful in all areas and all phases of life, lacking for nothing. We don't believe in just having 2 out of the 4 buckets full. No. There's a reason why I call that page the platinum brick houses and the what? The total packages. Last 2 words. Total packages. Because I want you to be total, complete, lacking for nothing. But it's going to require work. I mean, we work when we work out, right? So this is life work. So that's what we're working on. So come hang out with me later. Dana said, I love listening to you. I love you. Thank you, Dana. So let's go. Love y'all. Come back and see me at 7:30. We're going to talk relationships later on. Love y'all. Come see me.